Evening, gang. Who would like to recap last session for inspiration?
3, 2, 1. All right.
There's a 10 count, time on the clock.
We started off. We finished. We had finished all our conversations, so we started with a fancy dinner time during which Oberon was a major asshole to our host, and poor Ricardus sort of got caught in the middle of it all, being used to poke at Chandria. Uh, Fortunately, Ricardus sort of smoothed things over, at least to the point where Chandria didn't try to murder Oberon before this massive trap was sprung. So she went off, everybody ate dinner in awkward silence, and then we sprung the trap. It not only let in some of the Fomorians outside, including Fleos the driver, but it turns out that the Maiden of the Harvest. It turns out the Maiden of the Harvest was sort of in disguise or not on our side. I totally read that wrong, and I totally read that as I feel like we should, and I was like, wait, what? um,
Monkey's going off the rails. You're killing Vicaris. You're murdering Oberon. We're taking over the Fae.
no, this place sucks. No, I'm kidding. So we fought off some Fomorians, we fought off some giants, we fought off a sphinx, which is pretty dope. And then after the fight was over and everyone was pretty broken and hurt and bloodied, Chandria and a couple of the other High Fae had gone down a couple times, if not for Noel saving the centaur dude, the owl bear with horns, and Lauren's paramour. We would have had some real trouble. And then, as everybody was taking a breath, Krellick charged Chandria, got into the basically fulfilling the deal from the first discussion we had with her when we arrived, of him getting to pick the place and time. Now Krellick is unconscious. Chandria is basically hanging on by a thread, and that's about where we stopped because we were an hour past session last time, and poor Krellick it was so close. Yeah, now he's unconscious, but
He's stable,
he's stable. Noel
but
was prepared with
conspicuously
a
unconscious. It was
Noel
not
was
a healing
prepared.
word.
Yeah, Noel was prepared with the spare the dying, and we're all standing around with big grins on our face, like, "Hi, we don't know what the fuck that was either," because none of us actually heard that conversation.
Nope.
We were all in a psychic web planning when Krellick had that conversation with Chandria to begin with. So
Yep.
we're all doing that awkward shuffle, like.
We did try to interfere and stop, but couldn't, so
Yes.
we know that much, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there is the princess who has nearly 2 of her limbs severed, so she is going to very cautiously begin walking away, and eventually just teleport herself out of view. Um, the others who remain, there is a bit of an odd silence as there is a not particularly any concern for what they have just seen, but just shock, really. But that eventually also unwinds, and then the sky outside the windows changes again, almost as if the sun is rising. And you are once again hearing sounds of the city just through the glass, and know that you have been returned to the palace proper. And, hold on. There he is. Bishop appears and asks if there is anything that you will be requiring.
Can we help our franchisee up.
Of course.
Noel or Lauren, I'm tapped out at the moment.
You see Noel like over to the side, like setting, like draping contracts over unconscious people as he spared the dying them. Like,
Sure. He's not gonna attack someone else again, is he? It's okay, right?
Yeah, it should be fine.
heal him a little. That way, if he does, we can put him back down again.
Really, that's not great phrasing, but
It is
I
not.
can't argue.
Should I do it, or do you want to do it?
You should do it.
Okay. I will
I'm
throw.
better at it.
I cannot heal little.
I'll throw
I'm
a
sure
healing word at Krellick. Yeah.
I'm sure he will be fine and happy to explain. Something was clearly happening since we were unable to impact either of them.
Chandria has not killed us, which is a good sign.
We should... Bishop, may we still use that, the antechamber where we were resting before?
Of course. Would you like to be taken there?
If you would. We should collect Yop and Lucky so that we can... we still have further business with Chandria.
There's a big inhalation as Krellick's lungs inhale in. His eyes blink a bit. He kind of looks around, looks up at Lauren.
Did I get up? I'll take your silence as a no. Also the fact that I'm on the ground.
You should know that you were very, very close.
It was close, yes.
Yeah.
But why?
Yeah, just in case it becomes necessary to discuss this with the other Fae, because Lord Oberon is in the room still. What was that?
Oh, hold on. Let me get my feet on the meat. Ow.
Lauren is confused and just staring blankly at him.
Okay. What was it? What was you saying?
What was that?
Oh,
What
it was
just
a
happened?
good fight. It was a very good fight. That's what that was.
It's not that I disagree, but I'm trying to make sure we don't have to just, hand you over for summary execution or something. That would be unfortunate.
I look around at the Fae nearby. Are they positioning themselves in a threatening manner?
Elias is, but none others are.
I look back at Zashel and the rest of the team.
I don't think that they's gonna do nothing. I mean, it's all above board. It's all legal.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
So, in the paperwork for forestalling your death, I should write. You see, like Noel looks up for a second. Contractual duel. Yes.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Oh, wait, I have
It was not obvious.
sorry, question. Do you have to write contracts for that when other people do the healing too?
No.
Wait a minute. What's not obvious about any of this?
All of it.
yeah, most of it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, everything. Nothing makes sense.
What's your mate?
Are
What,
you okay, Lauren?
What? Yeah, I'm fine.
You seem to be a bit
fine.
hurt.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah, I am pretty hurt.
Come here.
No, it's fine. I can heal myself. I just haven't gotten around to it. You were busy with the people that needed to be brought up.
They're not being brought up, in point of fact.
Oh, are you not gonna wake them up? Did you want me
No.
to wake them up?
No, it should be fine. They will not die, is the important part.
Let me get this straight. I've been training every day, breaking boulders, lifting rocks. I mean, what it is that you think I've been doing that all for? What, just because I like it?
Yes.
I mean,
Become
yes.
a better fighter?
Okay,
You
that's a
also-
bad example.
You were also doing that to help train Toby and Micah, as far as I was aware.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, I've been doing it for this very moment. Well, I mean, I've talked about it.
You were doing it to blitz attack Chandria after she nearly died to a giant.
Well, I didn't think of that until when she told us that she was gonna fight that big guy, and that we was gonna do something else. That's when I knew that would be when I do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are you going to stop lifting rocks now?
No, it is a lot of fun. I recommend that everyone start doing it, honestly.
Noel just slowly nods and glances to Satchel.
You know, I mean, I don't understand why she's confused about any of this. I mean,
No, it makes
I
sense
made my
now.
challenge. You was all standing 10 feet right there.
I mean,
In point of fact, I believe you shouted something from way on the other side of the room, so all I really heard was a kind of a bellow. I mean, I knew you were saying something, I just couldn't really understand the words, and then you charged right through us.
Yeah, I mean, me and Lucky were down in the fight that we were assigned to. Thank you, by the way, Lucky, for sticking around to see that through.
She has her arms crossed. She nods to you with a smile.
And then, when we managed to get Krelik back, are you all aware that Krelik was gone? Because he was gone for a while, but we managed to get him back.
I went someplace real weird.
I mean, I see you fall
Killed
though to the
the
sky.
Sphinx that was down there. I did have an eye. Okay, I admit I was a little distracted, but I didn't forget you were fighting or anything like that.
Speaking of distraction, do we need to discuss? Noel glances to the line where the wall of light was.
What?
Interference.
It should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I should say, Oberon from the shadows against the entrance, the door, steps forward, puts a hand on Krelik's shoulder. That was entertaining, to say the least.
Yeah, I almost got her, Obi. I almost got
did.
her.
If you had gone to the inside of her knee, you might have been able to take out the kneecap, and then she would not have been able to stand.
A lesson for next time.
Good work, all of you. You survived. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
As did Chandria, so my portion of our contract is fulfilled.
Correct.
Excellent.
You've
So
all
what's
been very fun to have. At this dinner, I should hope that you should all live long enough to see the next one.
When exactly would that be?
Well, I believe it should be next year. That would make sense.
You were being ominous.
Ominous.
Hmm.
I don't believe that was the intention, but that was simply confusion on my part.
Wait, so every year we get to come here and fight a bunch of big old giants?
If I would have my say. Although this is not my court. That would be something you would have to ask the princess.
Man, we have got to get tickets for this next year.
So well, perhaps not the time. Never mind.
I don't know that you have other time.
Okay, now that is ominous.
Hmm.
He continues to stare at you, Zashel.
We have... Go ahead, Null.
Is this a non-verbal conversation we are not privy to?
No.
No. We have further business with Chandria. The franchise has fulfilled its contract with her, in addition to our own agreement being complete. We, of course, are understanding of the post-battle concerns. We are content to wait in the antechamber, where we were resting before.
Wise. It may be some time before she is capable of seeing guests.
So what's next for you, Obi? You gonna kick it around here for a little while?
He shrugs.
Well, I mean, if you ever throw a big party like this, don't forget to invite acquisitions.
I don't think I shall.
Well, I mean, you invite me at least.
Shall forget.
Shit.
I hope I see you all around. And he walks off. Whoop, there goes the token. There we go.
I'm sure at some point he will want to discuss payment. But now does not seem like a good time. Perhaps we should follow Bishop here to the chamber and we can recover. We can discuss the events of this whole incident. If there is anything anyone wishes to say or requires clarification on, that would be a good time.
I have a significant amount of paperwork to do.
Exactly how much did you... You know what? If it's personal and not work related, I will leave that to you. If anyone has anything with the other Fae here to deal with, perhaps now would be a good time before we follow Bishop out. Cough, cough, shrimp fork, cough.
Oh my god, thank you.
Yeah.
Totally forgot about that. Yeah, is that guy around?
I got you.
Yes, yes.
So I was
Killjoy
hearing
is...
you earlier, and I was like, who's he talking to?
Killjoy is mumbling and grumbling, speaking to a massive wolf creature with a human face and glowing red eyes.
Well, hello there.
hmm
If you don't mind, if I could have a quiet moment with you.
What do you want, frilly boy?
Wow. Is he around people right now?
Is he what?
Is he around people right now, or is it just
They called you frilly boy.
Yeah, there's a few. There's like the weird dog.
does the dog speak the language?
I think you would recognize a Yeth Hound as an unseelie creature that does not speak but knows Sylvan.
Cool. As long as they're not an arc. I'll pull out the shrimp fork or rather the fork and hold it out to him and say, "I believe we had a deal."
The scowl on his face lessens as he removes his cap, rattling around inside up to his elbow, and produces the spoon with the bite taken out of it, holding it tight in one hand.
Without letting go of the shrimp fork, I will place my hand on the spoon, seeing if it'll budge, but also like I won't let go until he lets go.
Yeah. No, this is he's clearly got the same thought. So the two of you have like a second where you're both holding both utensils, and then like kind of look at each other, kind of nod 1, 2, 3, let go, and you've traded.
Oh, absolutely. And I will throw it in my pocket, walk away, and add that to my list.
I need to have a quick conversation with the Fate Spinner.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
Well, essentially, Noel is going to go up and say, we may be going now. How will I contact you? Do you have a preferred method?
A very long finger taps the side of her face for a moment as she contemplates, and then reaches into a bag over her shoulder where there is, as you can see it looks like a mess of white thread that she twirls her fingers into and begins spooling into a, what's it called? Well, changing the word now anyway, because I can't remember what it's called. A bobbin. A bobbin. She winds a little wooden bobbin for you and holds it out.
Yeah, Noel will take it and carefully put it in his bag and say, "Is there a use restriction I should be aware of?"
Only the once.
I should assume then that this should be used for the recreational conversation, yes?
She nods.
Yeah. Noel will nod, like reach out to offer a hand to shake.
There is clearly a hesitation before she decides to shake your hand with two of hers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Noel will nod in a very business-like way and say, "It was a pleasure to make your acquaintance."
She smiles to you.
Yeah, and Noel rejoins the group.
Hey, Grooks.
Hmm?
I'll see you around, big man. Hey, come into Saltmarsh next time you have a minute. We got a whole casino there and everything now.
You see their bright eyes blink under their hood.
Yeah, it'll
Yes.
be a good time. I'll buy you a drink.
Yes.
I just give him a wave.
Say, Bishop, would it be possible for you to take me to see Captain Brokevale?
I could. Would you like to do
Wonderful.
that now, or after I have escorted the rest of you to your chambers?
Oh, well, I don't want to make everyone else wait. Let's head back to the chambers, and then you can take me to see the captain.
Okay.
Oh, I think Lauren would go up to Elias and ask about how she would contact him.
He is severely. He's like bleeding from several
geez.
places. He's
Yeah.
in a.
Probably
He's
kill
very.
him.
Like,
He's in a terrible,
I
terrible.
got him back up,
fight.
but he's not okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I would offer to heal him, and then 1 second. You know what? I'll just use Aura of Vitality. There'll be fishes swimming around him, and he can heal.
Oh my god. Well, sorry, Colin, you sweetheart. No, it's all right. Thank you, though.
I did have a question. I talked with our decisionist, and it appears I need to file paperwork back home first.
What?
For my vacation.
Okay.
How would I contact you once the paperwork has been filed?
That's a good question. He seems to really think about it for a minute, and he says, "Do you know how to speak with the Court of Life?"
Yes.
All right. Till then.
Does that work across different realms?
The space between the planes is a little bit weaker the farther you go from the surface. Lots of fish that live in one plane often make it to the other, and to several others. It's how people like you usually end up in the material plane.
Her eyes widen at that. She pulls out a book and starts scribbling that down because that's new information for her. She'll nod and says, "All right, I'll let the fish know."
Great.
And I'll make my way back to the group.
Okay. Anyone else got any?
Last minute social calls.
Okay.
Not last minute, no.
Oh, whoa, okay. All right, a lot of you are taken to your chambers where you can rest and recover. There are some medical kits, some healer's kits that are set out for you. Essentially just supplies to patch yourselves back up as needs be. But after dropping you off, Bishop offers to take you yacht to find the captain.
Yeah, let's go.
I make sure Bishop gives me a keg of ale before he leaves.
All right.
What was that, Zashu?
I have another conversation to have with Goodfellow. Do you mind if I tag along? I assume he will be with the other knights.
That would be
I
apt.
don't mind if you tag along, but I guess Bishop would know better than I as to where Goodfellow will be.
I'm assuming by now he's with his knights again. Brookvale
Correct.
is one of the knights of the part, so stands to reason they'd be together.
Might any of you others be interested in conversing with any of them?
I will be quite busy, thank you.
Okay. He takes you to another part of the castle, though still within what would appear to be the guest wing, and to an up a flight of stairs to what are clearly more, what's the word? More luxury places of residence, and eventually finds a chamber door, which he knocks on. There is a servant similarly dressed to him, but in a very different appearance, who answers. The two of them converse, and then Captain Brokevale is brought to speak with you. And he addresses the two of you and says, Master Goodfellow should be out in just a moment for you, sir. And
I will
what?
wait over here, and I will just walk a ways off so that Yup is. I'm not eavesdropping on Yup's conversation.
Right. And what is it that I could do for you?
Well, you mentioned during dinner that Goodfellow felt that there might be a debt that need to be repaid, and that you were going to look into that. Am I correct?
That is correct.
Well, do you know what the debt is for?
He said only that there was someone who made yourself, I believe, and he narrows his eyes as he's trying to figure out who you are. And says you offered apology and presented something of great interest to him. He took that on behalf of that apology.
Yes, well, I do remember feeling that I owed him an apology. And he certainly took something. What it is, I'm not entirely sure.
He said it was the viewing of a very secretive, selective audience. A performance of a sort that so few were able to see. It has great value to him.
Yes, well, not surprising to you, but I don't know what you're talking about. And see, therein lies the problem. It's not so much what he's taken from my mind, but the effect of taking it that I feel I'm owed recompense. See, I don't know what he's taken or how much he's taken or if that's the only time that he's taken it, or if he's the only one that's taken it.
I can assure you.
As a result of this encounter, I doubt my very mind.
That is natural. It is difficult. Memory loss. As I understand it, this is something that he's planning on keeping to himself. It is a secretive and spectacular thing in his own mind. One that he does not, I do not think, ever intend on giving away. In fact, such secrecy prevents me from knowing much about it myself.
Well, I can't tell you how little I care. I don't know what it is that you're talking about, and I don't know what it is that he's talking about. The debt that needs to be repaid is for making me doubt my mind. And the sad truth of it is that I don't think there's anything that can make up for that. Not for me, at least. But the good news, for you and for Goodfellow, is that I'm not here by myself. I'm here as part of the Saltmarsh franchise of Acquisitions, Inc. And so, I might not be able to be made whole, but you can recover something for us that I think will balance the scale. I would Yes, Captain?
He seems, confused. And not like a curious, not in a curious confusion, but truly just stunned.
You see, Captain,
Sorry. Cat.
I would like you and or whoever Goodfellow deems appropriate to undertake it to kill Granny Nightshade and deliver me her head. Then we'll be square.
Unfortunately, I do not think that would be. I think you would then owe me quite the debt. As I've come to understand it, this has been already an exchange.
Well, then it seems our business is concluded. Thank you, Captain.
My apologies.
And Yop will go sit down. Wait for his ashel to be done.
A few moments pass, and the Prince of Hearts presents himself in a manner that it would appear now that he has decorated himself variably than you had seen him previously, with small details, colors, and lights upon him that seem just minutely but distinctly different than you had seen him before. And he wanders after the direction of Zashel, Zashel, and greets you.
We were having a conversation before, and I was clear that there was another whose interactions I needed clarification on.
Yes.
This is not remotely the same as the first thread. This is... I am trying to determine if there is any chance of salvaging, repairing this particular connection.
Yes. There is. There always is with time, even for creatures such as yourself. And the one you speak of has much time yet. Do you wish for advice?
I assume this comes at cost.
Of course.
Ashel clearly contemplates for a long moment. I don't have much to offer that I think would interest you.
Untrue. Categorically.
Perhaps that is better said. I don't have much that I am willing to part with completely that would interest you. I have very, very few matters within your purview, but perhaps we can come to some sort of agreement.
I'm listening.
I was hoping you would put forth a suggestion. The matters under your purview are mainly, well, not exactly foreign, but at the very least, very unusual to me.
The things that I value are things that are merely sensitive. Feelings or thoughts. Memories and tokens. Favors. Things that make people feel lighter. And, frankly, quite fond of things that make people feel heavier within themselves. Burdens on occasion, I'm happy to take. I find them quite fascinating.
You can take a bad memory.
I can.
will allow me, I will give it some thought and return to you. We have business with the princess that keeps us here, so if you are here for a time longer, then perhaps...
As much as Chandria would love me out from under her roof, admittedly, this particular prospect has interested me such that I think I should extend my stay for as long as perhaps you may be here.
Another time, then.
He grins, wanders away.
I'll set you up.
I am. Say, Zashel. In that large fight, you seemed awfully interested in what was going on with Chandria and Fleos.
Yes, I told you that I told everyone that I had made an agreement with Oberon, which I didn't feel conflicted with my ability to assist in the franchise's first contract. I was largely engaged. I didn't want to... Allow me to clarify. The contract with Oberon was to make sure that Chandria survived the fight. I felt that it would be difficult for us to collect on the contract for the franchise if that were not the case to begin with. And I made a few mistakes in my conversation with Oberon and incurred a certain debt, which I took to be the acceptance of the contract that he was on.
Yes. Well, didn't our contract with Chandria state that we were not to get involved?
The exact terms were to keep the rabble out from under her feet, which we did, to stay out of her way, which I was close, but never in her way to the letter of the contract. If not the intended spirit, but frankly, dealings with the beings here make me even less concerned with the spirit of a contract and even more with the letter, since oftentimes that seems to be their preference as well. I do genuinely apologize, Yop, if you feel like I was not paying enough attention to what was happening with our fellow franchisees. That was not my intention.
Well, I'm just concerned. Credit disappeared, and I turned around, and no one else seemed to be all that interested, to be honest with you. Well, that's not fair. Lucky was interested.
I am very pleased with how that decision by the franchise has worked out. I know I was not for it, although I did not vote against it, but I am very, very pleased that you all made that decision.
Oh, well, don't count me in that group. I was on your side. I'm glad I turned out to be wrong.
I've said the same. I will endeavor to pay better attention next time. Well, hopefully there isn't next time, but if there is, I will try not to disappoint you.
No, it's not me. It's the franchise as a whole. I just don't think it's wise taking individual contracts that run contrary to contracts we have for franchise engagement.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't feel that it ran completely contrary. It was supporting, if anything, since if Chandria died, I don't imagine there's anyone here who would jump at the chance to help us get at Granny Nightshade.
I see. Well, how would you feel if Vicaris had made that contract?
He's free to do that. My
Understood.
understanding is there have been several other dealings while we've been here. So,
Oh, yes.
Yes, at least each of you, nearly. Bishop says after looking at his clipboard.
well then, at least we are all in this together.
Hmm.
Sort of.
Do you
Shall
wish
we
to return
return
to
to
your
the
company?
others?
Yes. Let's get back down there and rest.
Whatever.
Tapped out on magical energy, so.
All right, you are taken back. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing as you're resting up?
Vicaris, what's it do? You gotta tell me.
What's what do?
I saw you talking to, Killman, and, did you get it?
Oh, right. And he'll pull it out, and he'll just he'll hold it out, and with his other hand, kind of do like wiggle his fingers as if to as like a
Ooh.
exactly. It's a spoon with a bat in it.
Amazing.
Does it
Exactly.
some?
Sorry, what is it?
Does it do something, or did you just want the spoon for the spoon?
I wanted the spoon because it's interesting. Whether it does something or not is immaterial.
But also still my question. You know what? Never mind.
Oh my god, Vicaris. What if it lets you eat things?
What if it only lets you eat 60% of things?
Oh my god, try to eat this cup.
Like, is it glass?
Yes, obviously.
Vicaris will take the spoon, dip it into the glass, and push it against the glass. Not hard, just to see if it does anything.
No.
Well, that was a bust. We'll just have to keep trying.
Maybe it doesn't work on glass.
That's a good point. Vicaris,
I will cast detect magic and look at the spoon.
No.
Vicaris will sit down and start scooping at the floor.
The white marble floor does not yield to the tiny metal broken spoon.
Vicaris will look at the spoon quizzically.
That's a
It's
very,
wood. It's gonna be wood.
it's a very interesting spoon. And I will sit down to take my rest.
What if it helps you like lose weight because there's a bite taken out of it? So whenever you eat less.
Would be a curse.
That's
a
that's
good
theory
idea.
so far.
Couldn't you just spoon more times and still get the same amount of food, though?
But that would require more energy, more calories burned.
I was just gonna say.
But I mean, how many calories are you really burning
Enough.
Depends on what
putting
you
a
eat.
spoon into your mouth
Yeah, I mean, maybe you get tired and fall asleep.
while eating? Okay. That.
I
that
also
tracks.
heard if you take your time eating food, you eat less.
That is valid.
I did not know that falling asleep while eating was possible.
You've
Right.
clearly
Yeah.
never told yourself.
Is choking not a concern?
Nashville just sort of looks between Noel and Krellick and Noel.
I feel like falling asleep in food, the concern is more about drowning in your soup than choking on your food.
Yeah, definitely. That's a scary
Because
one.
you wouldn't
I-
stop mid-chew and
You would not fall
swallow.
asleep mid-chew. Then
Does this happen for you often, no?
no. I did not know this was possible.
It's not easy, but it is
What-
possible.
Really, anything's possible.
That is not true.
I mean, with strong enough magics, I think it is. Which should terrify anyone, but anyway, get some rest. We'll have to deal with Sandria soon.
Mm. This
Oh,
paperwork
good.
is quite exciting.
Bishop, make sure you let me know the moment that we can see him.
It might be some time. She has sustained substantial injury, no thanks to yourself.
Hey, she'll be fine.
She will, with time.
If there is any way we can assist once we have... Well, I would need rest. I don't know if Noel or Lauren, either of you, have any...
I am capable of doing it now. But she kind of walked away before I could offer right after the battle. I don't know if she wants us to see her in.
Which is why I would
Such
make
a
the
thing.
offer through Bishop.
I have magic to spare, if that is what you are asking.
That is, yes.
Yes, I still have a little bit left.
It is not customary for the princess to see many healers after combat.
It is not customary.
Correct.
She
Um,
prefers
She's so
to
fucking
bleed
hardcore.
to heal the old-fashioned way. I understand. Well, the offer, I suppose, stands if Noel, Lauren, you are willing.
of course.
I don't want to speak.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's soon, I think I might pass out from exhaustion. But yeah, just wake me up if she says yes. I'm just gonna go, and she points to, I guess, wherever her room or bed is.
Before you go to sleep, do you think your new friend is functionally immortal? This is a paperwork thing.
My friend?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
That is less exciting, but thank you.
Wait, what does that mean, functionally? Versus not functionally?
That he would live forever if he was not killed.
I don't know.
To whom do you refer?
I don't think Noel actually got his name, so Noel would say, the Prince. You said Prince of Corals. Prince
Lord
Oh.
Elias of the Coral Court.
Yeah, that one.
He has been blessed as the other Archfey with immortality permitting they are not slain.
Excellent. And what is the name of the centaur?
I actually have this name. Hold on. I wrote it. Hold on. I gave him a name. His name is Floodfender.
No,
He is not an Archfey.
So, yeah, no, be like, less difficult. If the Archfey was to die, all things will die and end. I am simply forestalling. In the case of something which is as long-lived and unnatural as he, it requires further justification.
I don't know that that's a fair term.
Nold, like, waves the hand down to the paperwork. You say it is unfair?
Unnatural. Well,
Hmm.
that is,
It is
in
unnatural,
fact,
yes.
their natural state. So, I mean, this is sort of a philosophical argument, but
If we are to determine the nature of their longevity, it is a blessing of the great tree within the wilds. Though it is naturally occurring, it is not a natural happenstance.
Hmm. It is not a violation, however. Simply unnatural.
That is correct.
It is good
What
to know
happens?
that it can end, though.
Yeah, what happens if you cut down the tree?
Hmm.
Then they should all petter out into non-existence. The entire plane should wither and fall to shadow.
That
Does
will
like
happen
do
eventually.
they die immediately, or is it like
Improves
over
then.
a long time?
It could be centuries.
Perhaps not the greatest conversation for discussion or topic for conversation while we're
What do you
here.
mean?
Yeah, we just asking questions.
Questions that are detrimental to the health of our host. Perhaps I am to understand that that is generally considered socially unacceptable.
Hmm.
There is no reason to fear. There is no thing that would ever cut down the tree.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we would even attempt to do that.
It would be foolish. You should be killed.
learning. We's learning.
If it is any consolation, they each know of quite a number of ways to kill us.
Bishop, how many ways can you kill Vicaris right now?
Could I?
Yes.
Hmm.
He looks at Vicaris and
Vicaris.
says,
The smiles at him.
perhaps two.
Not my boy.
All right. Sounds like the end of the conversation. You all can take a long rest.
I actually ask if anybody wants to before we go like on a long rest.
Mhm.
I'll ask because we just won a victory. I'm gonna go find wherever the victory party is happening for the war that we just did. But I ask if anyone wants to go before we sleep.
Don't think they'll wait for Chandria for that?
I
She
mean,
did get the killing blow on the main enemy.
well, I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a party, maybe there's not. But if there is one, is you gonna miss it?
Well, no, but I mean, rather than going hunting, Bishop, is there a party or? I mean, I know there was a party already.
There is proper celebration after the return of stability to the princess.
But it was a good thing I already got my ale then.
A private celebration, then.
This is customary.
Mhm.
Hey, good job, everyone. Well done.
No casualties. So, quite the success, yes. Unless we count you, Kralik, but that was after the fight.
Maybe.
Mhm. It was close.
It was close.
Noel nods sagely.
He also impressed Oberon, which seems to be no small feat, so.
You were not present, but the limerick impressed him more.
Yeah, I think Oberon is like the pirate of this place.
It was a body, but very good limerick.
Yeah. Alright, let's get some rest.
All right, put a smiley in chat when you've got your long rest.
Null spends like another hour or two finishing up paperwork, happily humming because this is the best. He gets to try to justify saving an immortal. This is a great day. He's now wondering if Icarus was immortal and nobody told him. That's gonna come up later.
Despite the fact that you had to bring me back to life.
Again, functionally immortal.
Yeah.
Yeah, functionally means you live unless you get killed.
Functionally means I
You
cheated on
don't die of old
paperwork.
age.
Yes. Yeah.
If you're functionally immortal, I cheated on some paperwork and it's gonna require a bit more work.
It's going to require an addendum.
Yeah. Like, shit. Sorry, boss.
Retraction.
Slight modification to a few of the clauses.
Ted, if you say clawback, I'm going to murder you.
I was not thinking clawback because that would require, well, one, thinking about work, but also it's complete. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I said addendum and I'm sticking with it.
Good call. Good call.
No, I was unfortunately I was looking up limericks because I remembered at the very start of this game, well, long before Krellick, we found a book of erotic poetry that Zashel read, and I was going to spell one out, but I couldn't.
I forgot what happened to that book, but I'm so glad that you did it.
I believe it's still in the Horde because I tried to give it to. No, wait, did I give it to Kiara?
I
might
think
have.
you must have.
I think I tried, but I don't think she took it.
I think it
Oh,
might
God,
also
gotta
be she
scroll.
barely showed up afterwards to really give it to her.
It was
has
it was
she-
it was
oh,
very
would
early
it
on.
be in chat? Would it be in like the RP?
Yeah, it's in the
chat?
chatter.
The thing I unfortunately do not read much. Sorry.
That's fine. You don't have to.
Unless it's called Harmony's Curse, it's not in either the trophy shelves or the Horde.
No, it would have just been called
then
a
I-
book of illustrated erotic poetry.
And apparently I still have it.
Best ending.
Hey.
Well, if you would like to donate it to my trophy shelves, I'd be more than happy to take it.
I think it's better that Zashel's been walking around with a smut book for this long.
Yeah.
It's been
Tell us-
months.
Tell us
For
about your
any
book,
day.
Zashel.
In his suit pocket. He has carried it with him this whole time.
Look, you
Because
never
he's a man
know.
of class.
You might need
He's
a
No,
smut-
see,
Oh shit! I never-
every
Smiley face,
morning
sorry.
when he's out early going over his quote
Yeah.
unquote book, he's got the smut book
Yeah.
open in the
Yeah.
middle of it.
Yeah, smut book inside of it.
Go away, I'm doing paperwork.
Right.
Oh god.
I'm sure how I feel about this new characterization of Zashel.
It's exciting.
New. This has been it since the day that item got picked up.
I
It's
mean,
January 24th, 2020.
he had it, but the idea of him reading it instead of doing paperwork, or
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, no, he
right.
doesn't. Yeah.
That's
It's a separate time.
look,
It's a
you gotta-
separate
His,
time.
his exact
actually-
description of it is a fascinating treatise on human rituals. So
There it is.
I
That's good
remember
shit.
actually
That's good
quite
shit.
clearly, like Ted going like, I flip through it, go, huh, and then pocket it.
How do the humans copulate? Interesting. Courtship involves a lot of like drama.
where is this place called Nantucket? I've never heard of it.
Oh fuck.
Okay. All right, gang. It is the end of your long rest. I can't say it's the next day. It's not. It's the end of your long rest. And Bishop informs you if you are prepared, you can take audience with Chandria to confer with the conclusion of your confer for the conclusion of your contract.
Hell yeah.
You are taken again to her audience chamber. She is... One second. She appears once again to be under a form of illusion. She is back in her, in most of her patchwork armory, in the comfort of her own position, and sits with with her chin in her hand, and a look of exhaustion in her eyes. And she drums her other hand across the armrest, waiting for you to speak.
I storm in, not rushing in like a battle or anything. I'm like angrily making my presence in here quickly. I'm storming into the place.
Okay.
Like heavy breathing, snorting. I'm gonna walk up to her. It's a lot of it looks like I'm like it looks like I'm squaring up. I look at her and I start chuckling and I open my arms real wide for a hug.
She does not move.
I lower my arms and take a few steps back.
How are you feeling?
Which of you saw it fit to trade with Oberon?
That would be me.
And why did you value his contract over ours?
I didn't. In fact, I rejected his offer the first time. I, in the process of conversation, made a few uncharacteristic statements, which I felt incurred a certain debt. But in fairness, the goal of the contract that was made with Oberon was also one that... The goal of keeping... Well, of... How many other people are in here? Is it just her, or is it, like, full court, basically?
Not full, but there are courtiers.
We shared a common goal. And so it made sense to accept what I felt was a complementary but not competing agreement, which furthered the nature of the agreement that Acquisitions Incorporated as a whole, not myself specifically, had with you.
The sound of the drumming of her fingers turns to that of glass tapping on glass as frost begins to coat her nails and the armchair and the arm of the chair. And what was the agreement that you made with Oberon?
I don't remember what he was supposed to give me. I know that we were supposed to keep Chandria alive. Well, I was supposed to make sure Chandria survived. I forget what Oberon was going to do for me in return.
He had offered you some teeth.
Ooh. I mean, Zasha will present the terms. Yeah, I'm confused on that one also, because that skeeves me, Ted, out real bad.
They were some beads on a leather strap.
I felt the intention of keeping you alive ran in concert with the interests that Acquisitions Incorporated had with you, with your payment of assistance dealing with Granny Nightshade. This is something of an important issue for, well, both the franchise as a whole, but also for me personally. I very much wish to see her dead, and that would be made considerably easier with the assistance which you offered. Assistance I was not sure that would be provided should you fall to Fleos. While
You
I
believe
suppose
that to be something that could happen.
whether or not I thought it could happen is somewhat immaterial. It is more that I, in the interests of my franchise, have to consider all possibilities, however unlikely. It is, as you are aware, often the role of those, I hesitate to use the phrase in charge with regards to my franchise since I am not, but for those who make or enforce those sorts of decisions, it is a necessary aptitude. I am positive, given your extended and continued charge of Astrazellian, that you are familiar with what I'm referring to.
There are waves of heat that come off of her. So you felt it right to violate our contract by interfering, by presenting yourself as both a target to Fleos and for obstructing me in combat.
Yop charges forward at this, and as she does, she's just saying,
That's quite enough of this. I can't stand this for one moment longer. Listen. You are alive because of us. You've been nothing but rude to us since we got here, all of you. Right? This is simply unacceptable. I hear over and over again that, oh, they won't lie, but you don't tell the truth either. You play loose and fast with the contracts that you make with us. And when Zashel does the same thing, lives up to the letter of the law of his contracts, and saves your life in the process, you sit there and fume like a child.
Yup, it's okay.
Well,
Thank you.
well,
But
it is not okay, Zashel.
I never meant
Make
to
it-
present myself as a target. You made it clear that Fleos was a danger. I was absolutely unable to what is it that you said, square up with. So that was not at all my intention. No. The point for me here is that anything that was done on my part was done with the best interests of you my franchise and Astrozalian as a whole in mind. If that is not sufficient for you, then we can discuss other terms as you see fit, but the fact is, the day is one, which lives up on our end to keeping the other creatures away, including one which I don't know if the Harvest Maiden, I don't know how that came about. It doesn't matter in the end. Are you unsatisfied with the work done by Acquisitions Incorporated as a whole vis-a-vis our contract? Not necessarily my actions in particular, but the contract as a whole.
I need Yop to make a persuasion check. Okay. Chandria pulls herself to her feet, and it is with visible effort that she does so. In regards to our contract, I am satisfied. In regards to the implication, I do not know best way to maintain order within my kingdom. I see you all, or have seen you all, as allies. However, many of you, over the past several hours, adding up to what you would call days, have tried patience, have tested boundaries of your authority within my realm. Your escort should be provided to you, as per our contract.
Lady Chandria, if you would permit me
Permit you?
to speak.
Speak.
I feel regret about my entrance earlier. I did not read the room. But when I think back about the events that occurred, I think that you come out stronger than you ever have. My challenge to you was when you was at your weakest. And I gave you everything I had. And you still came up on top. You were still the one standing. And you showed all these stuck-up fake pricks that whether they like it or not, Sandria, the Unbroken, well, she's not going anywhere. I would ask you to consider that. Would you regard us?
Roll me a persuasion check.
I will burn one skull on the abacus to gain advantage. It's a 9. Yes.
Can I offer an inspiration?
You can.
Do I get to roll again on that?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just flat roll, right?
Mhm.
It's a 10. Yes!
Hold up. We know how persuasion checks work in this game. I'll do one more.
You'll throw another one?
Yep.
You ready to see an 11?
Oh, we can get there. Okay, one more roll.
Special-
Okay. It's a 17.
Oh!
It's better.
Oh!
I know how persuasion checks work in Salt Marsh. They require a lot of inspiration. That's just how it works in this game.
Sticking with a 17?
I mean, I can't affect it. There's nothing that I can do about it.
Our deal will be upheld. Despite the violation of the contract.
I appreciate your consideration.
In the interest, this is in Sylvan, in the interest of record keeping, which elements were specifically in contract? Zeshal notwithstanding.
Say that again?
Which elements were in contract? Zeshal, like, not included.
All of you. And her. And of course, the limited, no intersection between the two. She would provide you with dimensional shackles, an escort, and for the appearance at the dinner, there was other reward that was to be offered.
Okay. And then as far as her complaints go, guess Noel would like nod to that and say, and what is the specific grievance with each of us? It is important that I record this. Zeshel's is apparent.
I will not be speaking to that.
May I ask more directly if my intervention, indirect and Noel like freezes and can't say the word, if that too is a violation of the contract?
That was not.
and the preservation of life for those of your court. Also not in violation, yes?
By letter, no.
For future reference, would you have preferred they died? If they could not stand.
She does not answer.
Noel just kind of nods. Noted. Do you wish to sign the fulfilled contract?
Is that required?
It is not. Your word is good.
Then you shall have that word.
Yeah, Noel will nod and switch back to common and say, essentially reach out to hand a copy of it to Zashel and say, we will sign. She will give spoken word.
That's fine.
As she dismisses you, she begins to stand.
Yep.
And well, she's still. Yep.
Zashel will wait while everyone else is leaving.
She is evidently preparing also to leave this room. And the space around her has a very warped effect and looks quite unstable. And everyone else is taken out. And she seems admittedly somewhat startled to see you as she turns to the door.
Since it seems to be my actions, especially with regards to Oberon, that have caused the greatest offense, which was never intended, I promise you, there is not much in this place that I find living up to all of the stories that we hear on the material plane. You are an exception. The leadership you have for your people, the bravery you have in their defense in this drawn-out war. I want to be clear that it was never my intention to insult you or to make things more difficult for you. I had originally thought to there is something I would offer you as apology. Originally, I had considered using it in case there is... That doesn't matter. There's another... I will have to find something else for Goodfellow. It is understood that your kind often trade in memories and feelings. I am not good at the latter, and most of the former are probably not things that would interest you. But I imagine that there is, in this place, very little in the way of joy.
Her hard expression softens.
He will reach into his suit, and he will pull out the box that he pulled out when he was talking to Goodfellow. much like this place, joy is not something that I feel often. It is a very muted thing. I will, by way of apology and in hopes to salve some of the darkness that has surrounded this place year after year, I will, if you will permit, share with you that first memory I have of joy. If you wish to keep it for yourself, I will consent to that.
Her image flickers and slowly but definitely her size diminishes till she is about a foot taller than you.
Zashel does not flinch or move.
If it is as fleeting and rare as you say, you should share. I should not take.
Zashel just nods and will open the box to reveal the garish pair of socks. I don't know how you share the memory, but just tell me what I must do.
Her hands catch the fabric of the fine, loosened threads of these very old socks, and you find yourself reliving the moment upon finding them and the bizarre, unexpected feeling that followed, which was curiosity, perhaps disgust, that morphed into something that forced you to bare your teeth and put a spark behind your eyes, warmth. And as she releases the fabric and closes the box, she puts a hand over one of her eyes and nods.
I appreciate you allowing me to keep that memory. You are an excellent leader of this place, and still the greatest warrior I have ever seen. I hope if you ever need to call upon Acquisitions Incorporated again, that you will call upon our franchise.
I will not hesitate.
Zashel will bow, and Zashel will back away.
Everybody else?
Back to
Is
a party.
What were you saying, Sean?
is Bishop with us?
Yes, he is.
Okay. I asked Bishop about the details of like the escort and when it can be ready.
He says, especially since you have expressed interest in the celebration of the evening, that they should be prepared for you tomorrow. Well,
Cool.
tomorrow, in quotes. As soon as you are all capable of leaving, they will take you. If you need more time, time will be provided to you. The escorts are soldiers of Astrazalian, and also, as it happens, he makes a special note to say that Captain Brokevale has expressed interest in attending, and has enlisted himself in your number.
I ask Bishop,
Hey, is them three creepy ladies, is they gonna be there tonight?
It is possible, though unlikely, seeing as they were not involved in the victory.
Shame. Like to see them again.
The sisters, yes?
Yeah, the ones that all talk at the same time, like real weird, like.
He nods and then recites very plainly their names: Murky Waters, Breezy Weathers, and Busy Summers.
Them's the ones.
All right, gang.
Or let's get pissed.
Yeah, we'll take our 15. We'll let you guys wrap up anything that you need to do. And then maybe send you on your way for adventure.
I realize that our secret text chat are always missed in this recording. They'll never know the context. Never.
I forgot that, yeah, part of our reward is, don't we get, like, to go goodie shopping in her...
I will show you.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
I knew there was something, so I had no clarified terms to remind me out of character.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Well, who needs an instrument? That's an exciting instrument for somebody who might be a bard.
It's a good thing you rolled well on that persuasion check, Kralik.
Why? What did it change?
We were gonna not get access to the goodies.
Vicaris would have still been in the doghouse.
Well,
Yeah.
I have to thank Ted for that, and all the assistance in the world.
For the tattoo for Summon Fae, I assume that's at base level? Or is it just... I don't know.
Say again?
For the Summon
yes.
Fae version of... Okay. Because that's one of the ones that has, like, better stats. Higher.
Yeah.
Can't wait to have this and completely forget that I have it so that people take a damage and I don't remember.
Can you do that, like, every turn?
Well, it's object or structure as a reaction.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I completely... I was reading and I'm like, I missed something. But hey, look, we can keep the turtle shell from getting damaged when we're in, part battle. It is so good. Turtle shell.
Actually, I mean, that's insanely good.
So it's
insanely
one turn.
insanely good.
The gift of Chandria is
Listen, we almost got our boat wrecked that one time we brought it on land to fight zombies, okay? I remember this. I was against it, and we're like, let's do it. And then the boat got really damaged, and Toby and Micah had to spend time repairing it as we were fighting.
It was a good idea. It was just a very the particular thing that you guys were rolling through was inherently quite dangerous.
So the options are lyre or like one of these tattoos that has only the 3, right?
You succeeded on the check. You each have the lyre is the physical manifestation of this promise. That is a thing that you guys are going to have a single one of. Each of you gets to pick a single spell rot tattoo, and I don't like how the spell rot tattoos work in book, so these ones have 3 charges, but you get to pick
I like
one.
that. I'm
Special
gonna
Fey
take-
ink. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
It does
I'm-
require the attunement though.
Yeah, I'm gonna end attunement to the Parapet of Wound Closure and gain Steel Wind Strike. The Ascended Draco Mage begins.
You know, I don't think I'm attuned to anything.
Do you want Wand of the War Mage? Because I have to lose something.
Do you want the Parapet if you don't have anything?
I have magic items. They're just not attunement, I believe. Yeah. No, I do not want the wand because I don't think the wand would. I don't know what the Wand of War Mage does.
It gives you a +1 to attack with spells.
Does it do
and-
anything for saves?
No.
Then no, I don't physically attack with spells. All my spells are saves.
You do because you use Shillelagh.
Oh, I
True.
forgot about that.
You
I-
also
that's the weapon.
occasionally use spiritual weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally, yeah. But I don't think I want to beat people with a wand, so no, I'll pass on the wand. Thanks, though.
Well, if you don't have things attuned, take it.
I mean, you can put it in the horde.
Be useless in there. Just take it.
I'm not gonna take it because I'm like, don't you have to use the wand to get the +1? That means I have to cast Shillelagh on the wand and beat people with the wand, right?
No.
I don't understand how that works.
You use the wand to enchant your staff.
I will pass. Thanks. I don't have hands. I'm holding a shield. I'd have to pull out a wand, and then I have to. It feels juggly.
Taking is just attuned to it.
I won't. I won't. It's fine.
I got it. It won't help me.
I probably won't actively attune to it until we need it, but picking up a Greater Restoration one is pretty nice.
But yeah, I think I will pick up the Greater Restoration because I don't see Lauren picking up the other ones.
Like the thing about the tattoos, I know because I have one, is like you can choose to like drop or trade out the attunement and just not use it until you attune again.
Steel Wind Strike is actually not bad for anybody because it doesn't matter the weapon; it just does.
That's true.
Yeah, and it's built in. Like my actual magic attack, if I had to use that, do you know how bad that would be? I don't have one.
I'm tempted to take it, but the like Greater Restoration is probably the character pick.
I guess I need to ask. I assume that if you take Greater Restoration, that it does not require the components because those are built into the charges of the tattoo.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a significant
Yeah.
amount of
Almost
money that
certainly would.
No,
It's
Steel
fiscally
Wind
responsible.
Strike is so good, but
It
it
is.
also could kill things, which Lauren doesn't want. So
That's the problem. Yeah.
True.
Lauren
Also-
summoning Fae might be interesting.
I think the thing is, me, the player, just doesn't like playing summoners because it's another thing to clog up initiative, and I just
True.
Well, this is Summon Fae, which is the spell that just conjures a little thing that goes right after your turn.
Oh, it's like
yeah,
your bonus
but-
action friend. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
but like with more things to juggle, it's okay. I'll take Greater Restoration. That way, someone else can take the fun things if they want, so I don't have to think about summoning a Fae. And all the
You all
other
could
things that come
take the
around.
one. If you felt like it wouldn't matter.
No, but then someone else doesn't have to necessarily all take Greater Restoration because I have at least one note.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wait, is
what
it-
if I
is
made
there-
the token for this spirit? It's just Bishop. Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh,
Maybe
I'd
that-
get it then.
Yes.
If Bishop gets to show up and help,
Oh.
Yeah.
well,
Fuck.
there's some other
Oh,
types
that's
of
really
Fae, though.
fucking good. There is, but that's really fucking funny.
Just, oh wow, okay, I guess we're doing this, huh?
I'll be right back.
So
Bishop.
is there a wand that no one wants? Is that what is happening?
It sounds like
Mm.
it.
I can't use a wand of the War Mage.
I'm gonna
Okay,
take that
you do it.
wand.
That's how you
If no
do
one
it.
wants that wand, I will take that
You're gonna
wand.
pick up a wand of the War Mage.
I do not have the attunement slot for it to begin with.
I'm not attuning to it.
but also-
I just want to have it.
That's fair. But also the Arcanist gloves do that already, other than the cover part. But
Hmm.
that hasn't been an issue really.
Yeah, if nobody wants it, like if it's just gonna go in the bag, then I'll take it.
I look up
This is so stupid. This is so
True.
dumb.
Oh,
See, I was
wow.
thinking of taking Summon Fae because I only have so many spell slots.
It's
So
good.
having
Yeah.
another thing.
Go for it. I think at least one of us should, because the bid is very good.
I could
Like-
also just see Zashel just summoning, just like, oh, we're taking a long rest. Everyone else is asleep. I'm gonna talk to Bishop for an hour.
You get 3 uses of this
Burn a
total.
charge.
You get 3 uses of bishop.
Yeah, that feel. Yeah, as soon as it like came to mind that that's what that is, I was like, I can't not do it. I have all this other good Fae art, but this is just really funny.
Like,
Hey, bud, how you doing? How's things over in Astrazalian? Good.
so the Fae itself, like, it's not that strong. Bishop is not a fighter. He's a
No.
lover.
I mean, it's better than me.
I mean, I guess if it like does
what
what
a
you
thing
say,
to say.
you could you could like summon Bishop and then be like, hey, just do some darkness, give people juice when they go down.
the real Bishop actually has a different stat block.
Yeah, he's probably very strong.
No.
He's not?
I mean,
He's a courtier, so
yeah,
he's-
but
he's got a priest stat. He has 3rd level spells.
oh, sick.
Yeah. So pretty good. And technically stronger than him as a summon, but
I do love that like Bishop and Noel just kind of just sort of orbited each other without speaking.
yeah.
Like only talked very officially. Like everybody at first looked at Bishop and was like, Furbolg? Like looked back and forth as the two of them were just like, what? Yeah. It's nice meeting you, I guess. Yeah, sure. Cool.
Oh, we don't know each other if that's what you're
No.
I'll be right back.
You'll note my fur is a different color. I will pick up a greater resto. I'll actively attune to it for now, but probably drop it until in case of emergencies happen.
Emergencies that can wait a
Well,
little bit.
I always have the ability to cast it once, probably, because I always keep it prepped with the diamond dust.
Yeah. I like the idea though of like just in case of emergencies that can wait like 1 to 2 hours.
Yeah. Well, a lot of like the great Arresto things are like, well, you're long term fucked up now.
yeah.
We'll
You
get
know,
to that later.
A minor emergency.
Yeah, it's like, well, yeah, it's the difference between the emergency room and prompt care.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
god.
like-
Sorry to interrupt. You fabricate. You can't use it to create items that ordinarily require a high degree of craftsmanship, such as jewelry, weapons, glass, or armor, unless you have proficiency with the type of artisan
Mhm.
tool to craft such objects.
I was
Yeah,
Guess
wondering
who's
if you
getting
were gonna read it. Yep.
This is a bad idea, guys.
I was wondering when you were going to to get that far in the description. I was like, I remember. We're about to have a whole fucking racket. Is there inflation for jewelry? If you just flood the market with fucking
Yo, we all have gold rings.
We're all pimped out.
Right, like diamond teeth.
We have to make and sell it within 10 minutes and then dash.
Oh
shit.
no. Well, that's how we bought all the
you remember
jewelry
the-
that we have.
First time that we sold gems and you and Kiara tricked
Winston.
Winston, that's his name. Yeah.
And I tried very hard to warn you that, this is the guy you're going to be selling to every time. This isn't like normal D&D where you go town to town and can scam other shopkeepers. This is the one guy.
We learned from that. We'll just visit some other places, and it's a scheme that we play outside of Saltmarsh.
Oh, no. Okay, hold up. You're confusing two things. The casting time is 10 minutes. The duration is instantaneous. What you create is
I was about
permanent.
to say, yeah, the thing you create is permanent.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, even
Yeah.
better. Oh,
You still need the raw materials to do
And-
it. It just allows you to do it without
Arguably, you would still have to do probably some kind of artisan tools check to make sure you get it highest possible quality. Because there's a difference between making jewelry and making it top tier.
guys, we have a ton of silver and gold. We can make this
Yeah,
shit
you
happen.
can't just do that in 10 minutes.
Yes. I mean, the problem is you also do have to find a buyer because Winston is only going to be able to move so much jewelry here in Saltmarsh.
We got another expertise coming up, so
Head on down to Seaton.
Yeah, you guys have never been to Seaton.
That's because that place has a duke in it that we.
I
know is
love the
tied to
idea
the
of
Scarlet Brotherhood.
crashing a local economy by flooding it with too many precious jewelry and gemstones.
We're
Wait,
gonna
I mean, you
come
can
in
do that without Fabricate. That's the thing.
Wait.
Fabricate just lets you create something out of it. You still need all the jewels and gems, so we could just walk up and be like, "Here you go. Here's 500 rubies or whatever." Although I think we've basically already done that, because didn't we have to go buy rubies because we sold all the gems we had?
Yes. Yes. Okay, Adam, you here?
I am.
All right, Cody, Doug,
Mhm.
Monkey, and Sean.
Yep.
And Ted. All right. It's party time. And frankly, we've done so much party time stuff, in the past couple of weeks, so we don't have to linger here, except we can just say you guys, party.
Montage.
But I'm going to let you guys
just a
have.
note.
Mm-hmm.
Yop does not party. Yop goes back to her room.
Okay. See, this is what I wanted to. This is what I want to hear. If there's anything of note and significance that needs to be said or done.
Krellick asks Bishop,
Hey, is we coming back here before we leave the Fae?
Certainly, it'd be the only way to return you.
Okay, good. Hey, I just wonder, hey, can you get me an audience with the lady?
I could. Private?
Whatever she prefers. Just want to see her before we go.
Well, she will actually be in attendance at this celebration, and I assure you the tension she carried with her before should be removed.
Well, then I hope to see her tonight.
That being the case, at at this very similarly structured party, but with severely less anxiety around it. Still a pretty clear division between many of Oberon's hunters and the courtiers of Astrozalian, but without the competitive air between the two necessarily. You can speak with Chandria, who is in spirits, and is clearly in a better in a better place than she has been basically the duration of your visit, or I think at any point you've really seen her. Probably displaying the same like enthusiasm and excitement as she did the first time you fought her.
Hell yeah. I approach and raise a glass and toast to her victory.
Yep.
I ask her,
So, how's you feeling?
It takes a long time to regrow body parts.
Yeah. I mean, that thing messed you up.
Mm-hmm. I like you guys. I didn't want you near it for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that. I'd like to have all my parts.
She scoffs.
Hey, I just wanted to say that, honestly, I'm glad that you won.
Really?
Yeah, of course. I meant what I said. You showed all of them. I meant that. And besides, I mean, maybe I didn't beat you, but I gave you something to remember me by.
She pats like her outer thigh, and you see her hand like phase through part of an illusion.
They gave us all these papers to read before coming here. I think they're gonna have to add a lot more.
She winces.
Hey, there was one thing that I wanted to ask you, but not as like acquisitions.
Okay.
I did read something in them papers though. Where we come from, a friend of mine was cut down by this elf named Hamir. And well, I got business with him. But he's faster than me, and he's stronger than me. And if I make like one mistake, he's probably gonna kill me too. I didn't know. I know I didn't win my challenge, but I'd ask you, Ori the Warrior, if you'd help me avenge the death of my friend.
If you fight him like you fought me, I don't think you have anything to worry about. But warrior to warrior, I could offer you something, but it has to be traded.
What do you need?
I don't need anything.
Well, then what is the trade?
Who is this? This
Who's who?
creature that has such a hold on you.
Hmm. He's like my boss, but he's not my boss.
You wish to overthrow him.
Yeah.
She thinks. I'm looking for something that she might be able to give to you. Does he carry anything valuable?
I mean, he's higher up in the company than me, so he's probably got money and all that, but he carries a big spear thing.
He has a token.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he has a token, unless you mean that the spear is the token.
She nods.
Yeah, kind of like, me and Michelle, or me dead shell.
If you cut him down, and you swear that at his death, you take that token and then give it to me, I will help you.
Krellick considers this for a moment.
I had a thought about if I didn't kill him. If I didn't kill him, would it be a problem?
If you didn't kill him in regards to our deal, or in
Yeah.
regards to your honor?
Well, if I didn't kill him in the end, would like you and I not be friends and something?
No. If you defeat him, cut him down, defeat him.
All right, I mean, that sounds pretty good. Okay.
Are you afraid to kill him?
No. I mean, it'd be... Look, I'm worried about it, but if it came to it, it's easy. Killing's not the problem with it. I've been thinking a little bit more. And I've had time to think about this. I just wonder what I'll do when it comes to the time.
You'll know. She looks down at herself, stretches out her hand, and extends it to you.
I take her hand and grip it firmly.
There is the burning, and then the freezing, and all of the awful feelings that come with the elemental force being charged through your skin and into your bones, as she seals upon you a charm that grants you immunity to the frightened condition from creatures other than Fae. And while under this charm, you are affected by the Dominate Beast spell, as if you were a beast.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Can you cut and paste that for me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, cool.
Yep.
Very cool. I wince a bit at the pain from it. And
Mate, does it have to be like that every time?
She grins and she says, I have been boiling from my marrows for thousands of years, and you can't stand a minute of it?
No, it's just that. I think you broke my ribs and they ain't quite healed yet. Everything still hurts.
You almost took my leg off. Fuck you.
Yeah, I should have kept going.
I'll just spend a little time reveling with her, and then go off and get drunk.
Anyone else want to make any points?
Zeshel will find Goodfellow at some point and just, with regards to your offer for assistance and advice, I will not be taking you up on that. I do appreciate the offer, but I have risked memories once today. I am loath to do it again.
Shame. Nothing else you find interesting? Or that you might think I would find interesting?
If you are still here, if Chandria has not thrown you out by the time we get back from dealing with Nightshade, perhaps I will have thought of something by then.
That should only be a few blinks. Excellent. Okay. Anybody else?
Yop is headed back to the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Noel would spend the evening in companionable silence with Yop. Just enjoying some goddamn quiet.
Companionable silence? Not gonna check in?
I mean, if Yop wants to talk, then Noel will talk. But
yeah, Yop is not initiating any conversation.
Yeah,
so,
Noel isn't either.
Companionable silence it is.
Yeah. Look, silence doesn't have to be awkward. It's just nice. Just sit adjacent to each other in the same room like introverts.
I really want to apologize, but I'm so afraid of fucking it up.
That is.
I think you should try.
Cool.
Yeah.
So then I'll try to find a moment where she's not necessarily alone, but not surrounded by people where I can talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
Go for glory.
Go for glory.
And you're picking a good moment because she is in a good mood comparatively. Zayashet.
I didn't. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to think of another word besides apologize, and I condolences, but that feels worse. 1 second. We're good. Lady Chandria, I just wanted to offer my most sincere regret for the events that transpired yesterday. I realized too late that I was being used as a means to upset you. And as soon as I did, I really did try to rectify the situation, but I don't believe that I did that well enough. I have in the past been quite vocal about my aspirations, but I think yesterday's events have shown that I still have much to learn before I can find my place amongst you all. And I also realize that there is a chance that those aspirations may never come to fruition. I just wanted you to know that should it not, I really would like to see myself alongside you on the fields protecting the Feywild, if you would so choose.
Oh, Doug, you've made me tear up.
Yeah, good, yay!
She says, I think if anything, you proved that you are more capable than I. You are more suited to the Council of Stars, as Oberon was all too eager to point out. I should not hold contempt for that. He's right. You are highborn. You are nobility. You have a place in council. What council? Only years of training and practice and observation may ever be able to indicate. But at the very least, should you return to the Fae, to stay. One such as yourself, I would be honored to have on the Twilight Council. You have proven more of an ally to me in one disastrous event than any member of that council has in hundreds of years.
My lady, you you are far too kind with your words. But know that my sorry. Know that all my abilities available to you should you ever need them. And he'll like slightly bow.
She will bow her own head to you.
Oh my god. Yeah, unless there's some sort of like thing I'm supposed to do that I would know as a courtsman, then I would walk away.
No, that you your instincts carried you there, dude. You got it. I knew you had it.
PTSD from our last event.
I feel bad about that was going to be a dangerous thing, period. But you were coming into it sick. I felt real bad.
I was trying to keep up, but I really was dying.
I know. I felt really bad. I think it worked out really well, though. I thought it was very good.
That moment is perfect.
Monkey, anything you want to specify Lauren is doing?
I don't think she's doing anything besides also sitting in silence, enjoying it.
At the party?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fine, no, sit in silence. Enjoy the interesting food. She doesn't know if she offended anyone because Chandria said, some of us messed up, and she's worried she's messed up, so she's not gonna do anything to stand out.
Do you ask Bishop or anybody?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Lauren's playing it cool. She's playing it cool, the long game.
I mean, it's fine because this is exactly how she bumped into Elias in the first place. So, I mean,
I profoundly relate to the I think I fucked up, so now the only thing I can do is just stay quiet. And could I ask if I fucked up? Yeah, but that might make it worse.
And to be fair, Noel did ask. Noel straight up did ask, did I fuck up? No, you didn't technically fuck up the one time.
I wanted to chime in and ask if I also did because she didn't want to say who did, but I'm like, no. She said no to no. If I ask, I'll get in trouble for asking.
It would have been quite funny if everyone just went around the circle and said, Was it me?
Was it me? Who was it?
Okay, so like
I was
pretty
worried
sure if
about
that's
Tiger.
Ashel. I don't think Yop did anything
No.
No, it's you two knuckleheads.
other than made the Prince of Hearts happy. Which-
I mean, she did do that, but that's not antagonistic.
It's more of an annoyance. It's like, oh fuck, this guy's gonna show up more if interesting shit happens. God damn it.
And I'm just gonna bring this up because I don't know if Doug remembers. Doug, did you want to talk to the Prince of Hearts?
I did plan on flirting with him, didn't I?
Oh, specifically flirting. Oh, well,
I didn't know it was flirting, but
I didn't either.
Oh wait, no. Also, I.
Yeah, I thought you had questions.
I'm an Eladrin. I can love multiple people at once.
You absolutely can. It was just I didn't realize that
Oh,
was what
shit.
you were thinking because I thought we talked about doing something else.
Yeah, no, I planned on flirting with him, but the moment that I was supposed to flirt with him, I was dying in bed. So maybe we'll just skip over that. And if Zendros rejects me, he'll come back for him. Whatever. But yes, I would like to talk to the Prince of Hearts, please.
All right, absolutely. Yeah, he's having a very good time at this party. People are very happy and cheerful, and that's good for him.
Awesome Playboy. Okay, cool. Excuse me, sir, if you have a moment.
Absolutely, child. What is it I can do for you?
I have found myself in a bit of a precarious position. It seems while on the material plane, I have fallen for someone that that I have attempted to charm with no avail, and so I figured you being an expert in all, if you had any advice on ways to woo her.
His blank eyes immediately light, and a wicked grin spreads across his face. And he reaches a hand out towards your chest, but before he touches you, he asks, "May I?"
You may.
And with light fingers, he begins raveling and pulling at your little heartstrings and trying to decipher who it is that you're speaking of. And he says, "Oh, you have picked truly a creature that is undeniably nearly the worst possible suited for your personal nature, which is charming in its own right. Someone who is practically minded, grounded, and not easily led astray, focused." He chuckles as you are forced to recall the conversation you had with her, where she asked if you have ever hunted before. And he says, "Oh dear. She likes games. But short ones. She likes sincerity. Not only sincerity, but clarity. Direct, and pointed. She is a creature who is interested in the defined. Again, probably naturally the worst suited to something like yourself. But such affections are the sort of experiences that cause creatures of all kinds to adapt. You certainly seem to be more stable than you have demonstrated in the past.
I do believe I could use some grounding in general. That is very likely what drew me to her in the first place.
Likely. Pursue this thread, and he gives a little tug, and you feel it deep within you. And you might find exactly what you're looking for.
He's gonna pull out a small book that he's written on before. Short games, clarity, sincerity. Got it.
He smiles and lets go of these invisible threads that you catch just the faintest light glinting through as they fall.
Well, I do appreciate your help in this matter. I would expect that I will likely be contacting you in the future in the inevitable moment that I screw things up again. I do hope you will be willing to help when that time comes.
I should, but be warned, child. I am an archfey. These requests come not for free.
I do understand that. I did initially think it was more like a game to you that you would enjoy playing, but I understand.
Do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life.
Do understand the transactional nature of our kind in general.
For now, I've taken to such an interest in the number of you from the material plane that I am offering light, simple favors without expectation. Consider yourself lucky.
Well, hopefully I can continue to interest you in the future, and he's gonna win.
If you did something, I didn't see it, dear.
Damn it. Cool. Well, well, damn, it wasn't from him. That was from me.
Yeah.
He's gonna like just nod his head up and down in a very cool manner. Put his hands in his pocket and just mouth thank you and walk away.
What, you mouth?
Holy shit.
Why don't you? Just roll me an insight check real quick, Doug. Never mind.
Just for like a minute, throw my little inspiration on that.
Okay.
Son of a bitch! We're gonna stick with the 9. I'm not gonna use my last one.
Okay, all right. I'll still say that. I mean, he did just indicate that he knows you did something.
I don't know, I think it's cuter that Makaris did not recognize this. He's pretty terrible with love.
Good times. Good times.
Lord.
Okay, we certainly don't have enough time to get into the next thing, unfortunately. So I'm going to ask for one last call, see if anyone needs to do anything between now and leaving time the next day, or if you plan on spending more than one day in Astrozalian before leaving.
Oh, out of curiosity, what is the process of getting the tattoos? Like, is it an instantaneous,
It's certainly not. It would be somewhat time consuming, which is kind of the baked in opportunity for you guys to spend a few days here.
Okay. Yeah.
Is there anything for us to do if we spend a few days? I mean,
Magic item shopping, but I know you guys don't have like a lot of money right now.
No.
Well,
I
I
have,
could sell
like,
them
200
broken
gold.
promises.
You can try to scam the people of Astrazalia.
Oh, God, please, no, don't do that.
Oh, well.
How much do we have in the horde?
Doug.
It's
Alright,
available
hold
to
up.
everybody
Um,
under 12 notes also.
We have 1,200 silver pieces, 1,100 gold pieces, and 25 platinum.
Okay, so
I'm saving up for a thingy.
well, it's like roughly 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have any money.
I browse magic items while we wait to get our tattoo.
There's also any research you might want to do with broader resources here, if necessary.
Huh. Yeah, actually. Especially if they have stuff that might be more directly related to Granny Nightshade. Stuff we might not know.
Are those 3 ladies at the party?
They are not.
Okay.
Although you can inquire with Bishop about them if you want to know more.
Nah, I think I know enough. I think Krellick knows
Yeah,
enough.
you do.
Yeah. He just hopes to see them one more time. The last time.
I don't know if we have it prepared, but I'd like to go magic item shopping. Also, Vicaris in general wants to maximize his time here, but like functionally, I don't have anything to do.
I mean, I think that you could just say you're spending time in cultural degrees here, and that you can just say you do that. We're gonna
He's
go.
he's trying to rub elbows or whatever that saying is called to increase his standing as before.
Okay, no problem. Getting your full name around because they literally only knew your first name.
Exactly.
Let's see. And as far as magic items go, it'll just be sane items prices. And if it's anything from Tasha's, I'll have to accommodate, but we can do that like over the week as well, as long as money is right. You guys have money or whatever. And Noel, as far as learning about Granny Nightshade, the specificity, because hags are just creatures that do exist here, and she is powerful, but she is she would not count as an archfey, nor as something that really has what would be considered like title or
Lore.
presence. Yeah. Although you do know that she is a form of a night hag, which means she is a blend of a fiend and a fae, and most fiends, most night hags are defined as fiends. She technically is not, but it is the connection like that she has. That is the connection she has to the hells, and to the abyss, and to the fae. Is that she is functionally a creature of all of those planes, and that usually happens from little portals that do open up between planes. Like in the Dreadwood, or like in other places that do exist in the material plane that are just kind of like pits to hell.
Yeah. Are there like the other thing then? If that is relatively easy to get, Noel would be very curious to look for death records for like high-level fae, like accounts of fae actually dying in the manner in which they die when they do.
There are very few archfey that have died, but the one that has the clearest record of, and I don't have his name on hand,
Yeah.
but would be the one that Elias and Siobhan killed, who was he was practically and functionally a pirate. He sailed the oceans of the Feywilds. He was a trader and a smuggler, and he sat on the Council of Stars. And the information that was provided to him in privacy by Titania was information that was then given to Lady Auril. And that and those secrets were eventually discovered by Elias and Siobhan, and the two of them, with permission and assistance from other members of their court, eventually overthrew him and slew him, and then divided up his lands, his kingdom, between the two of them, and then they were elevated to
Interesting.
Archfey status.
Okay. Yeah, I figured it was going to be rare on that level,
Yes.
so that each of the times that some of them did die, like, especially if there's any details here that, like, I would suspect probably wouldn't be in any accounts that made it to Prime Material.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably record all of those. Jurgo will love that shit.
Another interesting one that isn't necessarily a death, but is an example of why death doesn't. The killing of Archfey is so rare to be seen. Is, I want to say his name is Hersiram, but I could be saying that wrong off the top of my head. The spelling's not right.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord of the Satyrs is writing such a fine line on the temperaments of every Archfey in the within the council that it is. He's such a shithead, and he is the truest prankster and most chaotic beast that does exist in the Feywilds. But he toes the line so delicately that he has never once crossed the line that would determine that the Archfey deem him killable. Not to mention, he is also the master of all satyrs, which are a fundamentally hardier warrior and more violent beast than most Seelie Fey, period. Eladrin make up most of the forces in the military in the Feywilds because they are manageable.
Battle revelers.
Yes, the satyrs are incredibly dangerous when they get into a frenzy. They are nearly unkillable, and he would have the entirety of their race at his not only beck and call but disposal if he so chose to go to war with the Fae. And as such, even these huge tensions between Auril and Titania, Baba Yaga, and basically everyone, the Frost Prince, who should be killed because he is so dangerous, they all collectively decide it is better to keep each other in balance than it is to actually overthrow anybody.
Interesting. Okay. In that way, they've established their own equilibrium, essentially, at least in their own minds.
Yes.
But they had to actually discuss how they'd go about killing each other.
Yes.
In that it is not a super common. It probably involves a lot of metaphysical shit.
Yes. In fact, that reminds me, it's not highly detailed in the notes because it doesn't matter, but the Prince of Frost's love, the woman who he has lost and turned him from the Prince of Sun to the Prince of Frost. She had to be killed in a horrifying way, which is where she was sent into the future. Her soul was projected into the future and gifted to the Raven Queen so that nobody could ever touch it.
That is, that would disturb the shit out of Noel, actually.
Yeah, that just occurred to me that would freak him out. Yeah, that would be very interesting.
The deepest level of violation Noel can think of. To just take a soul out of, completely out of circulation in the natural cycle. Is, okay. I got all that written down. That's very interesting. I figured I'd give you more opportunity to talk about Fae stuff before we skedaddle.
Thank you. Okay. Yop, is there anything you're doing?
How long is it before we gotta head out?
You can leave the next day, but if you would like to go with the spell rot tattoos, it would take an extra singular day.
Well, it sounds like some people are getting some of those tattoos, so we'll probably be there for an extra day.
Okay.
Before we head out. So Yop will ask for a teapot with just straight boiling water, and will make some mushroom tea and get high as fuck in her room.
All right, that is provided to you by Bishop. No problem.
Fantastic.
Yo, look at the walls. You're dripping.
It's very fun to get high in the Fae. Just looking out the window is already a disorienting
Oh.
experience.
Stuff actually dances here.
Does Yop start to see some of the colors that we normally can't see?
Like the full spectrum.
I want to say yeah.
Oh, you have mantis shrimp eyes. You see 32 like rods and cones, or sets of rods and cones.
Oh, yeah,
You
I'll
see-
allow that. I think that's right.
You see ultraviolet. What does that even mean?
And I think that means actually that you see that in some of your rooms you can see now that there are runes and safeguards that are put up to protect you guys while you are here.
Cool.
Okay. Anybody else?
I think Lauren is gonna go to read up on more Fae court stuff and how not to offend people, because she's still trying to figure out if you offended someone.
Social manuals.
Social manual, what not to do.
I think she would be most confounded by because of how her brain kind of works. She'd be most confounded by the fact she would realize I didn't do anything.
No, I can't find it. There must be something I haven't seen. It's probably some really minor thing I did, like ate the wrong food or something. Maybe it's because I took off my shoes.
Krellick, anything you want to specify?
I'll ask Vicaris if he can help me cast magic with my new wand.
Second.
You don't have subtle spell anymore.
But I am an jack of all trades. And also, I could probably get advantage if I just stay behind him.
Just sleight of hand. Yeah, go behind him and do a ghost where you guide his hands from behind.
If you don't need a verbal component,
Ooh, minor illusion. Haha.
I'll say with a sleight of hand above Krellick's passive perception, you can pull this off.
You're gonna have a hard time.
Krellick, what's your passive?
Oh, well, I'll tell you when you roll. No, I'll tell you now. It's an 11.
Oh my god, I just have to roll a 1.
Oh yeah.
I took expertise because it's a part of my whole chords person thing.
I was wondering about that. That makes me feel better. I thought you were gonna try to pull some nasty shit.
Yeah, no, it's just specifically because I have to shove things in my bag and it requires a sleight of hand check. I'm not trying to power game.
Okay, kick ass. Love that. I actually really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, cool. You can do little illusions with your teacher, of course.
Sick. I'm learning. I am a learning computer.
Unchained melody starts slowly playing in the background.
Now try a sound now, Krellick.
I try to. I do what he says.
I make a fart sound.
As do I.
Good time to be behind him.
Yeah, nope, that's on me.
Literally.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because that turtle is not the one with a belt of pants. Throwing that
Nope.
out there.
Unmitigated.
Okay, but the belt of pants is illusionary pants. It wouldn't. Oh.
Huh.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
not even that illusionary barrier.
Yeah.
You know.
You don't even have the pretend mitigation of the belt of pants.
Okay, Zashel, anything that you want to specify?
No, not that I can think of at the moment.
Okay, then when we get back, it'll be the day after. Anyone who is claiming a tattoo is takes one, and you will begin your trek into the Feydark to find Granny Nightshade.
Excellent.